Okay guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. All right guys, it's Wednesday, January the 29th, and we are going to be getting into the Q post just as I promised you yesterday, hoping to do 2 videos tonight if everything is copacetic. I had to already re-record a bit because I ran into technical difficulties with the sound again, although it seems to be working just fine now. So let me know if you experience any difficulties there. All right, now I do have some people to thank, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow's video to do that, mainly because I didn't write it down before I sat down and started to record. So yeah, if you want to know the truth. But I do appreciate the donations, coffee, Patreon supporters, really appreciate it. There's no advertising on this site, so it makes it possible. All right, now we're going to jump into Q right now. We're going to do that first, get that video out of the way, and while that's uploading, hopefully I will be ready to do the second video, which is going to be kind of a mixture of news, virus, and things that, you know, are happening, current news. All right, let's take a look at the first one here. This is drop 3805, and of course all of these are drops from yesterday. So this one says POTUS references George Washington and American Patriots victory in Trenton, New Jersey, Q proof, and he gives us a link which we're going to go out to next, and he says the best is yet to come. Q. Oh, I pray that's so. I pray that's so. All right, let's go out now. This is where the last video that I started to record failed because the sound wasn't working. All right, let's hope it's working now, because if it's not, I don't know. All right, he said it. POTUS said George Washington. Now, of course, this is when he was at the rally in New Jersey yesterday. So let's play this.
Here's the state where George Washington led a die-hard band of American patriots to victory at Trenton and Princeton and Monmouth in our glorious battle to win American independence. George Washington. This is the state where generations of tough and strong New Jersey craftsmen and dockers, farmers and factory workers.
Okay, so he does in fact mention George Washington, and he led a die-hard group of patriots. So interesting there. He mentioned George Washington. Let's go back because there's always a message there. Whoops. Gosh, I really don't know what I'm doing tonight. My fingers are just, I guess it's the first day with the new hands. So let's go on now. And this is the next one. And of course, they all kind of flow together as usual. This is drop 3804. 3804. Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment. And again, this is from yesterday, and there is a link. Unfortunately, now this is a video we've seen many times. I have, and every time I enjoy watching it, and I'd love to play it, but the music is copyrighted, and I don't need any more reasons for them to, you know, I'd like to remain as much below the radar as I can with YouTube, as I'm sure you understand. But that is what this video is, and if you wish to see this for yourself, you can find it easily by just Googling or whatever you use. I prefer other search engines, but just go into YouTube, and it says this video will get Donald Trump elected. And it's the one that's talking about our movement. It's a wonderfully stirring, patriotic video, but unfortunately the music is copyrighted, so I can't play that for you. But I know you probably know it off by heart, as I do. So that is that. And we're going to go on to the next. It is drop 3803. 3803. And it says the missing D in Q14 was a hint about Durham, who was appointed the same day Q went public. Now, we've discussed that before, that Q came on the scene on October 28th, I believe, 2017, and that is the day that Durham was appointed. Coincidence? No. All right, so this anon, let me make this a little bit bigger because I know that you people on your tiny phones find it very, very hard to read. So anyway, this is from an anon, and it's from December 28, 2019. And if you look here, it says, does POTUS have the goods on most bad actors? Was Trump asked to run for president? Now, this is a Q post that he is quoting there. And if you'll notice, it says, why or was the election supposed to be rigged? Now, it's missing a D. Now, we've been told way back in the beginning, Q said, spelling matters. Everything in a post is there for a reason. Sometimes we don't know that reason. Sometimes it could be another year until we find out. But there's always a reason. Now, if there is a typo, Q usually comes back. If it's not meant to be there, Q comes back and says, oh, I'm on the move, sorry, typo, whatever, and he excuses that. But in cases where it's never excused, it was supposed to be there and it's meant to tell us something. Every word matters, everything matters in the post, how it's read, everything. So that is what this anon is drawing people's attention to. And somebody replied to them and said, nice. And this person, Tuna, I don't think I'd want to go by that name, but hey, each their own. I don't get it. Can you explain? But down here, Johnny Nashville, now that's a kind of a cool name. Misspellings are important in Q posts unless later corrected, and POTUS tweets, they assist in decodes. The above Q post was referencing Durham, boat as hint, missing D as confirmation. Now, we come down here and Q has responded. He hasn't responded to say, no, that's not right, or no, that was not the intention. He acknowledges that post, which, if he acknowledges it, without correcting it, it means he's okay with it. So, because if not, usually he'll put, he'll reference the drop and he'll say, he'll give another clue or whatever, or say something to guide you to the right answer. So we know that this is the right answer. That D was missing, and that D was for Durham. But Durham is actually the kind of a boat. And guess what kind of boat that Washington crossed the Delaware in? That's right, a Durham boat. Interesting. That's why POTUS referenced referenced Washington, because he wanted to lead us to that. There's a lot of stuff hidden in what Trump says and does. Pictures, everything. So we have to pay attention to that. Now, I would have missed that. Had Q not pointed that out, I would never have made that connection. So I'm glad to those that did make that connection. We're grateful for that. That's why it takes us all. We don't all think alike, and that's a good thing. But together, we can be strong because we make up for those that are weak in certain areas. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. We all have different frames of reference from where we came and what we think, how we think, how we react. So it's good that there is a group of us doing this. All right, and we're on to the next Q post, and it is drop 3802. 3802. Misspelling in Q posts and POTUS tweets are intentional and important markers. Now, those of us that have been following this from the beginning know that to be a fact. So he has left us a link, and I've clipped it out here to save us a little bit of time. And this is from Johnny Nashville. It's what we just looked at above. Misspellings are important in Q posts unless later corrected in POTUS tweets. They assist in decodes. The above Q post was referencing Durham, boat as hint, missing D as confirmation. So beneath this, Q says confirmed. So Q is letting us know that that's right, you decoded this correctly, and that is what it's meant. And the little, shout out to George Washington by POTUS was meant to help us decode this. All right, we're going to go on to the next one, and it is 3801, and it says, Durham boats used to cross the Delaware River in Trenton, New Jersey, same state as tonight's rally. And Q has left us a link and says, do you believe in coincidences? Where is the rally held tonight? Enjoy the show, Q. And it's in Trenton, New Jersey, of course. So, yeah, all kind of ties in. And, it's being held in Wildwood on Delaware Bay. So, yeah, now let's go see the link that Q has left us. This is a great person to follow on Twitter if you are on Twitter, and I'm on Twitter. So if you're on there, send me follow me and let me know that you want me to follow you back, and I will. I'm there under MISHEL, MISHEL, D, capital D, Bytes, BYTES. That's me. All right, and there's lots of good people to follow there, and you get lots of good information. You just have to be choosy who you follow. You follow people that are providing good information. So anyway, update, who is helping POTUS? Last line of Q post attached. It was right in front of us the whole time, Anons. In one of Q's first drops, Q included the Delaware crossing. Those boats sure did help POTUS, and Durham appointed the same day as Q's first post. So yes, the boat was called a Durham boat. My cat... Xander, he's been quite the pill today, let me tell you. He keeps taking things over. It's not so bad when it's his toys, but it's not so good when it's my stuff. He drops it in his water dish, and then he slaps it on the head, hisses at it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But, at least he's not destroying much. All right. Okay. So let's look at this all in greater detail now, and I will get off the subject of my cat, which is neither here nor there. All right. This is one of the first posts. It was posted on the 31st of October, 2017. Boy, it brings back memories because it seems like so long ago when Q started. But this is a picture of Washington crossing the Delaware. And so let me see here if it's mentioned anywhere here. I don't know. I don't see it mentioned, but that is the picture there. So obviously there was a message there. And beneath, let's go down here. And Enoch said 1 hour before sunrise on December 26, 1776, George Washington crossed the Delaware River using Durham boats in a surprise attack against the Hessian forces in a major turning point of the Revolutionary War. Durham boats. Isn't that interesting? Because the boats helped in the fight to win the Revolutionary War, and Durham will aid us in this fight to win another Revolutionary War, a different kind of war, a silent war, but a war nonetheless. So I think this is very, very interesting how all these little details. And it says Battle of Turtle Gut Inlet, Wildwood, 1776, after running around the American Revolutionary crew of the Nancy ship, set a trap for the British forces by lighting a fuse to the gunpowder stored in the hold and abandoned ship. The British boarded Nancy and the ship exploded. Yeah. By British, I guess. Siege of Yorktown, the British forces under the command of H. Clinton, surrender to George Washington, effectively ending the war and cementing Washington's legacy of commanding, leading, and presiding over the free American country. Well, isn't that interesting? The British forces under the command of H. Clinton. Now, obviously, they're not talking about Hillary Clinton because, well, I hope she hasn't been around that long. One never knows. But yeah, 1781, she'd be really, really, really old. She's creepy. She's creepy, but she's not that old. All right. And under summer 1778, under the orders of George Washington, Benjamin Talmadge, alias John Bolton. Okay, well now, okay, see, I was thinking, okay, maybe there was a commander, that was H. Clinton, but I see what they're doing now. They're just kind of making it into an allegory. So, yeah, all right. Well, Q didn't necessarily want us to read all that, but he did point out this drop right here by Enoch, and so we've taken a look at that, and I think we understand. So, let's go back to Q. And we'll go down to the next one, and this is drop 3800. Drop 3800. George Washington used Durham boats to cross the Delaware during the American Revolution. Yes, yes he did. I love that picture too. It's just so, I'm sure it didn't look anything like that, but it's a beautiful picture nonetheless. Good artist. Okay, and this says it links to Wikipedia, and we're going to take a look at that. And it says Anons found the subtle hint dropped in the beginning. Think Durham start. Think Q start. You have more than you know. They both started on the same day. Now let's take a look at the Wikipedia link he left for us. The Durham boat was a large wooden flat-bottomed double-ended freight boat which was in use on many of the interior waterways of North America beginning in the middle of the 18th century. They were displaced by larger, more efficient canal boats during the canal era, beginning with the opening of the Erie Canal in 1825. The Durham name became associated with the boat type due to their use by the Durham Iron Works of Durham, Pennsylvania for hauling freight on the Delaware River. They are also noted for their use in Washington's crossing of the Delaware River during the American Revolution. There we go. Interesting? Yes, I think it is. All right, and I want to read this by Diopresso Lieber, Sun Q2 on Twitter. Great person to follow. Anons figured out that the boat Washington crossed the Delaware in was called a Durham boat, engineered by Durham. This was the hint that Durham would be the one going after the deep state. He started with his mission as early as the first Q post in October 2017. Now, isn't that interesting that they were appointed the same, well, Q, I don't know. He started posting that day. Durham was appointed that day. So they've started that mission together and will, from my understanding, finish it together. All right. Let's go down to the next post, which is 3799, and it said, "You didn't think we highlighted Epstein for no reason, did you? Those who were once protected are no longer. Timing is everything. Hunters become prey." Q. Now, I'm going to read this by Diopresso Lieber. Q highlighted Epstein for a reason. Epstein brings attention to the world of the elite pedophiles and billionaires involved in trafficking. Hunters have become the hunted. Timing is everything. How many other Epsteins are there? Probably quite a few. Maybe not as high up as he is, maybe not dealing with the type of people that he was. I believe that his job was, I do believe that he was either CIA or Mossad, and many people believe that he is Mossad, and that he was pretty much blackmailing the most powerful men and women on this planet. So, yeah, it's not surprising that if he is dead, that he ended up, dead. There's too many anomalies there for me to believe one way or another. I mean, he obviously didn't commit suicide. I mean, I think you would have to be really brain dead to believe that after all the evidence has come out. But, whether he is truly dead or whether he's in safety somewhere, I don't know. But it is interesting because there was all this stuff on Epstein, and I've been wondering about that myself. There was all this stuff on Epstein, and then suddenly, well, he's dead. Show's over. Go on home. And I'm thinking, what? I mean, yes, it did open our eyes to a lot, but such a sense of injustice because he really never faced justice. And his victims never got that either. They needed that, probably to move on. But anyway, that's where we are. Now, here is the next post. And this is 3798, post 3798, long list of winning and the best is yet to come. Now, this started because some Anon said this on the Chan, and said, I'll have fun when things start happening in our favor. So basically was saying, look, and I get a lot of comments like that too, like, oh yeah, sure, Q said this, Q said that, nothing ever happens. Lots has happened. Tons has happened. Maybe it's not been as big and grand as we all thought it would be, but a lot has happened. There's a lot still left to happen. So this person said, I'll have fun when things start happening in our favor. And this is how Q responded. Play a game of where are they now? Think CEOs. Think FBI. Think DOJ. Think White House. Think state. Think CIA. Think foreign intel. So what Q is saying is, okay, nothing's happening? Oh yeah? Really? Think of all the CEOs that have quit. Think about the people in the FBI that have been routed out. Think of the people at the DOJ that have been routed out. Think about the White House, the State Department, the CIA, foreign intel. Nothing happening? I think there is. There's lots happening. Think judge install. Think Supreme Court install, which POTUS got to do. Think DOJ install. Think FBI install. Think CIA install. Think PM UK install. Think the best is yet to come. Now, this by Dio Presso Liber says, Shill, being smart with Q on 8kun, says, I'll have fun when things starts happening. Q lists summary asking where these people are now. Things are happening and the best is yet to come. Look back over the 2 years. First of all, think of how far you've come in your knowledge of all these things. Some of you had no clue about this when you started. Like, I at least had a background and I knew, but my gosh, this has opened my eyes to things that I never knew. Or I knew, but I didn't have any inkling of the extent of it. Like all of this human trafficking. Yes, I knew that happened. Of course, I was aware of it, but was I aware of it to this extent? No. Quite frankly, it's hard to sleep now that I know. Seriously. Okay, let's go to the next one. 3797, post 3797, 0 Delta Q proof, Q and POTUS posting, tweeting simultaneously, and when they do that, that is called a delta. And again, this is from yesterday, as are they all. And this is from, well, Anonymous posted this, and it is a tweet by Donald Trump that says the witch hunt continues. And Trump here, President Trump, is replying to Joel B. Pollock. Sokolow's argument is passionate here. He's telling the Senate that if they remove Trump in the middle of an election after his campaign was spied on by the government and smeared for Russian collusion by the House managers, they will be ... That's the end of the post. And down here, Q responds to that and says, important Q. Okay, hang on here. What is, oh, okay, I understand now. So the this is just the link to Twitter for what we just saw above. All right, that is the Twitter that Q is referring to, and it says important Q. And then it says 0, as in 0 delta, because Donald Trump posted this at, let me see here. Actually, I think I have, there's a graphic down below, if I'm not mistaken, to show this in a little better. It's a 0 delta, meaning both Q and Trump posted at the same time. And then, okay, so this is looking at it again. Okay, why is Schiff withholding the testimony transcript of the Inspector General of the Intel community? This is drop 3796. And we've got this, and that is this link leads to this, and it says important Q. So really, we had this up here, so I'm not sure. Okay, I guess, yeah. This was up there, but I guess, I'm not sure if Q did this or if I just recopied it to make it clearer. I'm not sure. But anyway, there you go. We've already looked at this, and then we get to the graphic showing. All right. Now, this is drop 3795, Brexit, 2-year Q proof. No, this is another proof we're going on to now. All right. So, and this I made bigger over here because no hope of seeing this. And when we look, this is Department for Exiting the EU. The Brexit Act has been given royal assent. We're leaving next Friday. All right. Now, this was posted January 23rd, 2020. And we go to this post by Q, which was the 31st of January, 2018. And we see this, Freedom Day, Freedom, Q. So Freedom Day, that was the 31st of January. And of course, Brexit, they left. It was given royal assent on January 31st, 2020. How did Q know? Because this is the 31st of January, 2018. He says Freedom Day, Freedom, Q. And yeah, and it says we're leaving next Friday, which was January 31st, 2020. Well, actually, we're not there yet, but it's this Friday. I don't know. I'm having a blonde day, I guess. You know, we all need them every now and then. So, yeah, this Friday they're leaving, but a year ago this Friday, Q was saying Freedom Day, Freedom, Q. And here, Brexit Act has been given royal assent. We're leaving next Friday, which is January the 31st, this Friday. UK, freedom from the EU. So that is what this is. And down below it says confirmed, Q. And what does this say? I'm not sure what this right here says. Let me see if I can make that any bigger, because I can't even read it. So how can the tiny phone people read it? This is January 23rd, 20. And it says, congratulations. Globalism dead. I can't read it all. It's hard to read it because I make it big and it just gets big and blurry. All right. Okay. Come on, get smaller. All right. Maybe smaller yet. Maybe not. Okay, let's go on now. And that's what we just looked at. And here, something from De Oppresso Liber. Q post from 1/31/18. Freedom relates to Brexit on 1/31/20. Yet again, future proves past. Amazing. Patriots in control. We have a 0 delta between Q post, important, referencing the Schiff 18th transcript, and real Donald Trump tweet. When POTUS says read the transcript, perhaps he was also implying this 18th transcript that Representative Adam Schiff doesn't want released needs to be read and combed through. Yes, it does. All right, let's go on. And it says, confirmed, Q called Brexit to the day, 2 years ahead of time. Patriots are in absolute control. The plan was in place long before Trump decided to run. Trump is part of the plan, not the writer of it. Interesting. Now, that is the last. That brings us up to date with Q. So he has not posted today, at least he had not when I checked, but perhaps we need to check just to make sure that we are up to date. So let's go here and make sure. And yes, we are up to date with Q. All right, so that's it for this video. Now, I'm not done though, so I am going to be back and we're going to do another video more on news and such. So, and I'm working on the Somerset Belanoff, so that will be soon as well. All right, not tonight though, but soon. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much. You guys stay blessed, stay safe, stay well, and keep seeking truth because, of course, deception bites.